Okay, let's see. My chat said. So Dylan just rated me. Yes, I read. I was talking and laughing about the relatable feeling of having too much inspiration when deving stuff. I'm not very creative, so I don't get that often. Actually, I'm not super creative, so I actually find the ideation part one of the hardest parts. I find that actually executing it is not too bad for me, but coming up with the idea and coming up with stuff in general is tough for me.
Do you get
Although
the
I do get,
urge?
I get a lot of inspiration when I'm actually like um playing games, which I don't do enough of.
Do you feel the urge of like when a project goes for too long? Do you get the urge of trying to start a side project?
Uh, Generally no. I did that for Total Carnage only because of the medical problems.
Mm.
I feel like my side projects are usually like game jam stuff. So
Ah,
I do side projects, but I get over it, I get them finished fast.
that's nice. That's
Like
nice.
even when I was making my game 300 and 350, I think that was like I can't remember how many months that was, but even then I didn't really think of like, oh, I want to like jump to another thing, which
Mm.
I couldn't anyway. There's no choice for me in that regard, but I didn't want to either.
Right, right. Yeah, I'm asking because I have that problem, and sometimes, right, starting a side project means the death of the main project. For me,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
in this case for Skullchins, it's like I think Total Carnage is kind of like might be maybe not dead, but dead for now.
Right.
Because I need to get this finished and then get it out there. This one I'm actually gonna finish. So I have a release date, which I'll announce once the dev chat actually starts. I guess.
Nice, nice. Hey, hey, hang on. Where's John? Let me
I'm not
ping
sure
John.
where John is.
Let me ping John. You did mention if you
Hmm.
return when you return to Total Carnage, it will be a smaller game, right?
Yeah, it will be a smaller scope project because I'm starting to realize that, especially for Skullchins, the reason it's progressing as fast as it is because it's a smaller scope project. So I don't, when I code, I don't try to code for like God knows how long it's gonna go on for. I know how long it's gonna go on for, so I know how sloppy I can code, which is a huge difference.
Mm.
Yeah, and that sloppiness allows me to code faster.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's just how it goes, I guess.
YOLO coding, right? YOLO coding.
Yeah, but it's not too bad, I guess, since I'm so used to it.
Mm.
It's like once you YOLO code for long enough, you can get used to your own code. Other people can't get used to your code, but if
Right.
you're not working in a team, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Is that John I
Yeah.
heard just now?
Let me
Hello.
check. Hello.
Hello. How's the week, man?
Yeah, okay. It's been okay. I don't
Been
know why,
okay.
but I'm feeling super tired.
He's feeling super tired. Me too. I'm feeling this sense of dread because I have a lot of
Mm-hmm.
school deadlines, with the part-time job that's staring at me right
Yeah.
now.
Oh
You ever feel that
no.
sense of dread when you have a lot of deadline coming?
Yeah.
Oh man, I hate that feeling so much.
Yeah, I dropped my tutoring because like too much stuff is going on, basically.
Yeah, it's too much, right? Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah.
Oh, at least we have a constant here, which is our
Yeah.
weekly get together.
Nice segue into like our dev chat. Nice.
So this is session 44. Shall
Mm-hmm.
we begin?
Yeah, let's begin. Okay, let me stream my screen now. Okay. So let me just set it up so that okay, can you see it?
Just a moment.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. I can see it.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I see it.
So I did quite a bit since last week. So last week I was like I'm gonna make enemies, right? So I made a bunch of enemies. I made 4 enemies, 2 of which are actually like like I made an ice snake enemy and I made a imp enemy, and I made variants of them. So I just show like this is the ice
Ooh.
enemy. This is a smaller one.
Mm.
and they
Like the
move
big
moves a
one.
bit differently. The big one moves slightly differently from the smaller one as well. We also got an imp. This
Oh,
one has a bit
nice.
more health. And yeah, so that's basically the enemies that I did for now. But I realized I want to make it as a whole, so I want to like kind of vertical slicer.
Mm.
Um.
Mm.
Oh, my musician just told me he's just sent me a small music work in progress.
Oh,
Wait,
nice.
Vev, can I show it on stream? Like once I finish showing off this stuff, can I like play it on stream? Oh, awesome, thanks. Okay,
Nice.
yeah, I'll play that I'll play that later. So, um, roast me. Wow, your music is excellent. So, okay, so basically, we got a bunch of enemies here. I also got a life system now, so like when you get hit, or everything clears away.
Right.
I also have an upgrade system. So, whenever you kill like 3 enemies, it will drop a soul, like that thing,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
You can pick it up, and if you get enough souls, you can pick an upgrade. Which right now I only have the shield upgrade. So if I get hit, then like it basically destroys everything without you losing a life.
Mm.
But the upgrade system is in place now. Like it makes it a lot easier to make different upgrades. But in addition to that, I also made a scoring system, as you can see. We got a score system here as well as a high score that's like recorded.
Right.
In addition to that, I keep saying that. In, in addition to that, we also have like different types of flails. So look at this. Look at that.
Ah, this one spins
It's like-
faster, is it?
Yeah, it spins faster and it's like larger chain as well.
Mm.
So it's like a lot harder to control, but you can get a lot of like, you can get a lot of damage out of this one. But
Oh,
you
it
can
just split it
easily
into-
get killed with it.
Mm.
No, it's split.
Oh yeah, the eyeballs can split as well. So if you hit them in the middle, they'll actually split into half. But here's the thing, right? That's a good thing sometimes because then you can actually kill them to get souls faster. So if you split one eyeball into like 3, right? Then you can just get a soul immediately,
Mm.
like that, Like
Mm.
I just split 2 and then killed the first one.
I like how the tails shorten as you hit, as you whack them.
Yeah,
Mm.
like yeah, it took me a while to get the eyeball feeling right, But also there's also this one called the heavy, and like this one is just a heavy, and but it kills things like really good.
Uh-huh.
Cause like if you hit it against an eyeball enemy, we'll see if we got a chance to do this. You just
Oh,
instantly
nice.
demolish it. If you do it against a larger eyeball snake, let's see if like it spawns. It's random right now. I also put in an enemy spawner because that wasn't in there previously. Here we go. So you see how much it gets
Oh.
destroyed.
That was
Yeah.
fast.
Mm.
So there's that. Then yeah, that's basically the stuff that I did this week. It's quite a bunch of things. So actually, it's progressing really fast.
Nice.
I think I also am trying to make it so that there's more obstacles and stuff in the levels. So like I want it to be like maybe there's like a circle in the middle, and then after that when you hit it, it bounces off. I was thinking of doing that, but I was also thinking of having the levels scroll downwards vertically, so you're kind of climbing out of hell.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
That sounds
So I
cool.
wanted, so the story is something that I was also working on. The idea is I was talking to it with my musician Vev, and we're basically it's gonna be like you are 2 brothers that are chained together for eternity,
Right.
like to do manual labor in hell, and you're breaking out basically.
Mm.
Yeah. So that's basically the whole story, and that's it. I'm a narrative genius.
No,
I know.
I think that's good. Right? It serves the game.
Yes.
Yeah. We also decided like what kind of music we want in the game. So we want a very dark synth music style. Do you know what synthwave is?
I don't.
Hotline. Have you heard Hotline Miami music?
Yes. Oh, that's
Okay,
that's
that's
English.
But I want to have a dark synth kind of music, which is a subgenre of synthwave, wherein like it's a lot grimier, like it's a lot more like a lot of the covers or like album covers for those kind of dark synth music is all like satanic stuff. So that gives you an idea of like what kind of music it is, I guess.
I
So
see.
we'll be going for that genre. So actually, my musician just sent me a sample. So I'll download it right now
Nice.
on stream. And then why is there sweatyboy.jpg in my downloads?
What?
In my
Sweaty
downloads.
boy.
Sweaty boy?
Okay, we'll ignore that. That didn't happen. So okay, let me like stream VLC so you guys can hear. So
Okay.
Mm.
Let me mute my BGM.
my work in progress is a little too pretty right now. I think I need to work on it since my musician. But I haven't heard it yet. I haven't listened to it yet. But it's a 50-second track, and he just did it, and I'm pretty excited. I'm gonna
Alright.
stream it. Give me a sec.
Premiere.
Change. That's right. That's right. Okay. Tell me if you can hear it.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I can.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, holy shit! It's really good. Wow.
Almost sounds like there's vocal tracks in there.
Yeah. It's really good.
Yeah,
Wow.
it is.
It's awesome.
Nice. And this is his work in progress. So it's not even even the actual thing. So holy crap.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Amazing.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So the other thing is let me change to streaming my actual screen. The other thing is that we will actually be Vev, the musician says needs to add more lady screams. So a lot of Duxin's tracks, right? There's a lot of screaming. Like I don't. It's a bit of a weird genre of music, but basically we will actually be releasing an OST along with the game. So we'll be planning on like doing that as well.
Nice.
So there's gonna be a large emphasis on the music. I am not sure how the game is gonna progress from a level-based perspective yet. Like we were thinking like 7 deadly sins or like something like that.
Right.
But that might be a bit too much. Like 7 levels. Oh my god.
Yeah.
7 stages are basically not even levels, are stages. And that's not I'm not gonna do that. So we'll probably be figuring the stuff along as we figuring stuff out as we go along. But for that work in progress, that's for the hell stage, right, Vev? I think, like basically we decided that we're gonna have like a main hell stage and probably a limbo stage and probably like some other stuff in addition to that. Like maybe when you break out at the end, there's like the gates of Charon. You know that dude who's like, give me money and I'll get you across this river.
Yeah.
That guy,
Charon.
What?
Charon.
Charon.
I don't know.
Charon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're thinking of like all this kind of like mythological stuff, like just dump it all in here. And then I was also like, man, if I'm doing 7 deadly sins, then I have to do enemies for the last stage, as in LUST.
Last. Oh.
Oh.
And I might be releasing it on a Switch. So Nintendo might not appreciate that. So and also Twitch TOS might also not appreciate that. And also maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I'll piss
I mean,
everyone off.
it doesn't have to be explicit, right? It can be more like innuendos.
Yeah, okay, so like Binding of Isaac, the last enemies are basically like just STDs. They don't all have STDs.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see. I see.
So that's how they got around that. But I don't want to figure out my way around that. So I'm probably gonna do something else. Vev, oh no, don't say. Oh man. Okay, but yeah, like that's right now that's where we are at. We're trying to figure out like how the progression will go. I'm thinking like the idea is that you're constantly going up through the level, right? like you're constantly going up, so the walls will be going downwards to signify that, and the enemies will be coming mostly from the top.
Right.
Sometimes they'll come from the bottom, but mostly from the top. And there might be obstacles that just come from the top, like they just like, and also there should be a background that's scrolling, that kind of thing. But in terms of raw gameplay, it's almost exactly the same. It's like you're just in this arena.
Right.
It's just that the walls are scrolling. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know how in Skullchains, the original one, like the walls are scrolling, but you're still in the same spot.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah, let me
It's,
bring up the
it's
video.
like you're just
so
constantly moving upwards, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the gameplay wise, you're always stationary.
like
like a lot of shmups, right?
wait, this one sorry, this one is an older version, so it doesn't show it. But in the newer versions, there's like walls, so they go downwards, and
Right.
like, you have this feeling of progression.
Right. Like
Kind of like old school shmups, right?
Yeah, like old school shmups. Yeah, exactly like that. So we'll basically be trying to go for that. In terms of progression systems, there's also the upgrades that I'll be basically working on this week. So for this week, I'll be trying to mainly figure out some more enemies and some upgrades. I plan on making it so that you have to actually complete challenges to unlock the different kinds of flails. But the upgrades, so those flails are like you select them at the start of the level, right? Like the heavy one, the speedster one, you select them at the start.
right.
But the upgrades are ones that stick with you through the run. So it's more of a roguelike kind of thing. Like the original Skullchains are in a sense.
Right. Oh, so sorry. The flails you choose them right at the start. It's not. It's not
Yeah,
like it's not
not
like a
upgrade.
mutation or something. Oh, I see. I see.
It's not mutation. You choose them at the start.
Uh-huh.
So and you complete challenges to unlock them, basically. So that gives you a bit more longevity. I think the main problem with Skullchains, the first one, is that while the core gameplay was fun, there was nothing to basically push you to keep going except for the high score thing. So only high score chasers were like kind of satisfied by it. Everybody else kind of, I think, dropped it off after maybe playing for a bit. I know that for the high score chasers, they played it for like, I know some people played it for years, but
Right.
that's a very rare minority, right? Like I think if I want to capture a larger crowd, I will actually have to do stuff like the progression systems, the upgrades, all the kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Retention features. Yeah.
Yeah, my musician also says if you change the flail mode game, that gives a strategic choice to the player. So yeah, like it's still up in the air. But I'm thinking right now that like I want to divide the game into stuff that is like permanent boosts. Kind of like like in Hades you can get these kind of permanent upgrades.
Right.
And stuff that you kind of have in the game as like per runner. That kind of thing.
So it's more a roguelite than a roguelike, right?
Yeah, it's more of a roguelite.
I see.
Will you be able to switch between the different flails? So originally, Mask Sound asked whether we'll be able to switch between the different flails. Initially, I was thinking we just select them at the start and then use them for the entire run. But I'm still not entirely sure. But either one is doable. It's just something that I have to play around with. The other thing I wanted to announce is that this game will be basically done by September 29th. That's my birthday, so I was like,
okay.
a present to myself.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, but by done I mean the game will be done.
Right.
But I don't mean that it's uploaded onto Steam because all that stuff takes time. You guys have uploaded to Steam before
Yeah.
the approval thing takes I think a month. Does it take a month? I
No,
don't
no.
know.
The approval is just a few days.
Oh really? For approval for the game page, is it?
Yeah. It doesn't take very long. Nowadays.
Oh.
It only took long in the past because of the green light. But it's no longer that.
Because
Yeah.
the Steam they still say like up to a month. So I just like assumed.
Oh.
But I
up
guess
to a-
it's like yeah.
I guess it's
I guess
just
like
something
up
they
to
say. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, then that's good. Then maybe I can release it by September 29th in that case. But by September 29th, the for sure thing is that I'm not gonna work on it and work on the game anymore. It's basically all the mechanics are set in place. It's just bug fixing at that point now, if there's anything.
Right.
Yeah, so there's that. Did I announce about the talk I'm giving last week?
Yes.
You mentioned it.
Yes,
I
but
mentioned what
you haven't given like
date.
the details about like the time and stuff.
Oh, okay. So the date of it is going to be either the 6th or 7th of September. I'm still not entirely sure.
Hmm.
But I also have another talk that's coming up as well on
Oh,
like
wow.
prototyping. So that one will be on 7th of December, but I'm not sure about the details of that one either.
Right.
But I thought I
Right.
should mention it in case like next week I get more details. I can just help.
So you'll
say it.
be publicizing the URL, right? I assume it's an
Yeah,
online
yeah.
presentation. Right?
Yeah, it's an online one.
Okay.
And the Art Science Museum talk will probably be online as well, actually.
It will probably be on
unfortunately.
what?
Online.
Unlike.
Unfortunately.
Online, I see.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Right.
But I mean, understandable, obviously.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Given the current situation. Okay, so that's basically all there is to it. Oh, one more thing. I made it so that like now you can kind of select between mouse, keyboard, and gamepad, right? Which you could do in the past, but now the keyboard controls actually feel okay because I did inputs moving on it, so it's actually like playable on keyboard. I'm playing on keyboard right now,
Nice.
and like as you can see, it's kind of like a bit harder to control, but it's still doable. With the analog stick, it actually feels almost as good as like using a mouse. So actually, all those are like viable options at this point. Mouse,
Nice.
keyboard, and gamepad. So
Nice.
that's quite huge also. I think that's about it for what I did. Yeah, that's basically everything. Is there anything that you guys think like might be good ideas for this, or any questions you might have about it?
I have one question about the heavy flail.
Yeah.
The one with the big head, right, and a very short distance to the player.
This one.
Yeah. Is it possible that this one might be OP?
This is the worst weapon, I think,
This is the worst. Like, how is it worse?
because it's very slow. If there's a maximum speed to it. If you do this right, you will not be able to. You will not be able to swing it faster.
Ah, I
There's a
see. I
maximum
see.
speed. So it's actually like I just got hit. Actually, it's the one that I got the lowest score in, even though it seems like the most. The one that I get the highest score in is the default, but the speedy one is the one that I think experts will use because it's extremely fast and it deals the same amount of damage as the default. The only like trade-off is that, and it's a big trade-off, but the trade-off is that it's very easy to get killed with this. As soon as
Right.
like the enemies are able to get within the range, right, like this, you see how they are within the range of like they're in between you and the flail,
Yeah.
then they can kill you very fast. So it's a very dangerous weapon to use, even though you can basically take out like enemies very quickly with it.
Right. Right.
Yeah, so this one is actually the most powerful weapon.
But it requires the most skill
It
to
requires a lot
use.
more. Yeah, it requires the most skill. So I'm still getting used to it, but I'm finding like with this weapon, I'm able to clear out like areas a lot easier, and I'm able to like snipe certain like enemies a lot easier as well. But you have to get used to the distancing, I guess. Yeah. But I feel like this kind of stuff adds a lot of like variation to the gameplay. I think at this point in time, I'm like thinking about how the players interacting with the world. That's by swinging the flail, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about like how the enemies can interact with that in a meaningful way. For example, in the original Skull Chains, imps will actually distance themselves away from you as you swing faster.
Right.
Stuff like that. But also, I want the enemies to interact with each other. I want them to. So one of the enemies is gonna be egg, right?
Okay.
And there's gonna be. Okay, this was not suggested by me, so disclaimer: this was not suggested by me, but I thought it's a good idea. Basically, there's gonna be sperm that like is going towards the egg, right?
Oh,
If you
okay.
if you destroy the sperm before it reaches the egg, then it will basically it'll be fine. You have to destroy the egg also, right?
Right.
But if you allow them to reach the egg, it will fertilize the egg and it will turn into a monster, a huge monster.
Right.
Sounds like a cool idea.
Yeah,
Really
but
cool
it's
idea.
a really cool idea, but it's a bit gross. It's a little bit gross. But something like that. I mean, that's an example, like
Yeah.
that kind of thing. I think it's a great idea. Actually, honestly
it is.
speaking, I think
It's
a
very
great
cool.
idea.
It's very cool. Yeah.
It is. It reminds me of the black hole in
Geometry Wars?
Geometry Wars. Yeah.
Oh,
Right, it
okay.
keeps sucking stuff in, and it grows as it sucks stuff in.
Oh, yeah, something like that. Yeah. Like, well, I've actually got Geometry Wars 3 in like recently, and I was playing it, and I was like, wow. Like, but recently, I mean, like 2 days ago, and I've been playing it.
3 is the one with the 3D environment, right?
Yeah. It's so fun.
Mm.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great. And because I basically, that's the thing. I bought a bunch of like arena shooters so that I can like do research. I've just been
Nice.
taking notes. But yeah. We'll basically, I want to focus on enemies that can like interact with each other. If I can. The reason I went through, so the reason why I went through all my stuff faster today, right, is that because I was hoping you guys could like maybe if you have any ideas or anything like, because I'm kind of like right now what I need right for ideas right is like enemy ideas or progression ideas, like ways to actually make sure that progression is interesting, either that or enemies, because that's what I'm focusing on for the next week. Yeah, so that's what I'm basically doing next week.
I
Right.
remember there was a platformer where Chinny, you played it. I think it was a platformer that's sort of set in hell or something, and you needed to collect
Hell is
enough
Other Demons?
coins.
Uh,
I'm sorry?
Hell is Other Demons.
No,
That's,
no.
no, not that one there. Wait.
Yeah, but you had to collect enough coins to move on to the next to unlock to open up the gates.
Oh,
To
I get
pay
it.
the-
It was a very obscure indie title. Made in Construct. It's Olympus Rising, right?
Yeah.
Olympus Rising.
Olympus, right?
Yeah, like if you
I've
die,
never heard of that one.
if you die, you have to bribe the gatekeeper to revive or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a mobile game, is it?
No.
Olympus.
Olympus
Eh?
Rising.
It's not. Is it Rising or is it something?
Olympia, I think. Olympia, right?
Olympia. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, Rising.
Oh, there we go. This
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
This one. Oh, I've never seen this.
I remember the music. Ding, 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 ding. And then
It's kind of
there's
like the
screechy
Sonic.
part. Sorry?
Not no. Okay, would you consider it like kind of like what at Chinny? What would you compare it to any other platformers in terms of its combat and stuff?
The combat is simplistic. It kind of lacks a bit of polish here and there, but it's very satisfying if you can do that combo. Like because every time where you're airborne, right? You're airborne and then you kill an
Yeah.
enemy, you reset your jump so you can do a jump again, and it's very satisfying once you manage to perform the combo.
But anyway, I bring this up because of that thing where you have to bribe the gate.
The gatekeeper, right? Yeah.
Gatekeeper, yeah.
Like you have to have enough coins to bribe the gatekeeper.
Yeah.
Yeah, in order to get out of jail or get
To
the next level. I
respawn,
can't
I
remember
think.
what.
In order to respawn, I think. I forgot.
basically the-
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see.
Hmm.
That's something to think about. Yeah.
So maybe
That'll
the
make
souls that you
even
collect
this
could be
game also, yeah.
maybe the souls that you collect could be some kind of a currency.
Currency.
Yeah, to
I'm
progress or something.
thinking I want it to be a lot more simple than that. So I was thinking maybe you can have I can just have an upgrade that allows you to respawn.
Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah, something like that. Because I wanted to make sure that like the whole thing has almost no text. I know like right now there's text on the screen,
Mm.
but in the actual game, I want it to be as minimal text as possible. I don't know if you guys noticed, but in Skull Chains, right, even the upgrades and everything did not have text. It's
Right.
all like visual, yeah.
Mm.
And that was on purpose. I wanted to try to make something where it kind of speaks for itself. I think if I did a bribery thing, it might be hard to do
That's
that.
true.
It's hard to
properly.
convey the idea, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
But if I could have this, I could have pretty much the same thing though by like using the souls as currency and having you select stuff through a shop or whatever. Yeah, that could definitely work.
In terms of enemies, I wonder if explosive enemies would make a more interesting.
Oh
gameplay.
yeah, they will. Yeah, wait, let me write this down.
How would you handle explosive enemies with the heavy flail though?
I wonder how that would work.
Hmm.
Explosive enemies. You can see a sperm idea here.
Sperm idea.
Yeah, yeah. Explosive enemies and basically, how I'll do it is like you hit the thing, then it starts blinking. You have to get out there.
Ah,
That's how I will do it.
Sounds good.
I
cool,
think
that's cool.
explosive enemies will be good because I want enemies that can hurt each other.
Mm,
You know, like you can use them against each other.
mm.
Yeah, like they dash into you or like they explode, like you said, the kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shinny, what do you think? Like, is
I-
there any like?
I'm curious about like what kind of upgrades you intend to have.
Well, the upgrades from Skull Chains are all gonna be here. In particular the robot one. I like the robot upgrade in Skull Chains one a lot. I don't even remember. It's like this robot that just follows you around shooting at enemies.
Right.
I found that to be super satisfying, so I always pick it. I wanted more of that kind of like thing where like the power ups are a bit more elaborate if I can. I didn't want like just like, oh, here's an extra life, which I just did with the shield upgrade, but I wanted less of those kind of abilities and more abilities that could be either game changers
Yeah.
or it could be game changers in a way that's positive and negative.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
for example, in Downwell there was like upgrades that could harm you, but
Yes.
were equally like as beneficial. Yeah.
There's one that causes the corpses to explode, right? Or
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm wondering if you intend to, like, or rather, I'm wondering if you already have some ideas in mind about like what kind of mutations you're gonna introduce to the gameplay.
Not not really at this point in time. I didn't really think too much about that because I was thinking that it will be based around what kind of enemies I put in for the most part. Because like I'm thinking like in terms of like that's why I said that I was not gonna do the as much of the I said I was gonna do enemies and progression system this week, right? The power-ups, the reason I'm like kind of pushing it off a little bit is because I want to know how I'm gonna progress first and what kind of enemies I'm gonna face in each stage first. Depending on that, I think the power-ups might change.
True.
Like for example, right, in the original Skull Chains, right, you know the baseball power-up they can get, the one that can hit enemies and then they turn into baseballs.
Okay.
That one is quite fun, but it can only be used against a certain enemy. Every other enemy type cannot be used against.
I see.
Yeah, it can only be used against the skulls, for example. So I need to know like what kind of enemy I'm gonna be doing, and like that might change a lot of different things.
True.
Yeah.
I would suggest looking through your older games and using enemies from there. Like you have your laser enemies, your rocket enemies, rocket firing enemies.
I thought about before. Why didn't I think of that? Hey, that's a very good idea because I did make a bunch of enemies. The laser enemies would be a good idea too.
Lasers.
Yeah, like-
What could be better than lasers?
Yeah, and also like I guess, enemies from like say Apocalypse or Total Carnage, like see if I can basically adapt them for use here.
Yeah.
Especially since a lot of them have quite a bit of character.
And you have the
Yeah.
code already, so it's easier to port. It's easier to code them out.
Yeah, that's true. I think the only thing that's set in stone right now is that you're gonna fight Sifton at the end. That's the only thing that's set in stone. And the twist is that that's not the final boss. The final boss is you. So the final boss is gonna be you against yourself. Like how do I say this? Like a guy who's wielding a flail, basically. You have to
Right.
fight your shadow self. Like you know in like Zelda 2, like the really weird Zelda that nobody did.
Right.
Like the ending is like you fight the Shadow Link, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like,
Oh.
I got rid of 19 people. Thanks for the raid. Let me just shout you guys out. Hi. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I'm a game developer, and I'm doing a development chat right now, so I'm not. Is it okay if I address this raid? Is that okay?
Yeah,
with
yeah.
you
Go
guys?
ahead, go ahead. Yeah.
Hello, thank you for the raid, Awixi. I hope your stream went well. I uh, I just never had a raid in the middle of the development chat, so I don't know how to necessarily approach this. But basically, I'm a game developer and I'm currently making this game called Skullchains, as you can see on screen. And I was just showing it in this development chat to Chini Ken, who I'm gonna shout out as well. And John, who
Okay,
I'm not gonna
thanks.
shout out because he doesn't stream.
I don't stream.
Yeah, but thanks so much for it. I really appreciate it. But I think that's about it for like for like what I'm gonna for like this thing. Like next week I'm just gonna do the what was it again? Enemies as well as the progression system. So yeah, I guess who I'll hand it over to John.
Okay, I have one more
Okay.
question. I have one more question.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
you mentioned something about adding obstacles, right? But
Yeah.
you also say that you will always be going upwards, like there's a sense that you're climbing out from hell. So does it mean that the obstacles will all be scrolling down?
Yeah, basically the enemies are going to mostly appear from the top.
Right.
And also the walls are gonna be coming downwards. Some enemies might come from the bottom, but none will appear from the left and right.
Right. Well, environmental obstacles.
Environmental obstacles will come in from the top.
I see.
They
I
will
see.
not come in from below. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's basically like it's basically like the only environmental obstacles that we're gonna have is probably like walls and stuff.
Right.
But I think they will be destructible because I gotta have destructible stuff in all of my games, right? It's like an unwritten rule at this point. But
So,
yeah, I yes.
So I guess like maybe at the beginning when your flail hits the wall, it can kind of stop the momentum of the flail. But once you get the
Yes.
upgrade, you can just pass
So-
through them, right? Like cutting through butter.
Oh yeah, that might be a good idea too. Like right now, if I put say, let me just do it real quick. Let me just put like a circle right here, right? And then I added like a circle collider, and then like it'll just be like this. The enemies pass through it because right now they're triggers, and I don't have anything for them to like actually like hit walls. But that's easy enough to add. But right now, like you see, can't pass through. So it actually all works out currently. I just need to have them appear, and even if they're dynamic, it'll still work out. Like, cause I'm currently just using Unity physics,
Right.
so all that is inbuilt, and it's basically no problem to do. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry if that was a bit longer than it needed to be.
No,
No worries.
it's cool.
Yeah.
It's really, your game is really shaping up to look really, really good.
Yeah, it's progressing very much faster than expected. Like way faster than expected. This is about like basically before last week I didn't have much, but this week now the full game loop is in there. So I'll be putting out a prototype build on my server, and if you're in my Discord, you can basically playtest it if you want.
Nice.
Okay.
I'll be stopping the share screen now.
Cool. So next is John, right?
Me. Hang on.
Still Rust?
Share my screen. How do I share my screen? Here we go. So, back to me remaking my puzzle game in Rust because I wanted to pick up Rust. And basically what I have now is ta-da!
Sorry, I forgot to click watch stream. Okay, yes.
Oh yeah, the window over here. That's the game. And it's kinda sorta responsive.
Oh, look at that. Oh, deselect.
Oh,
Except when I do that. Oh no, what did I do?
no.
Hang on. Deselect. Oh no. Okay. Yeah. Okay, there we have it. Yeah. So yeah, the puzzle game is kinda shaping up fine. It looks really awkward. weird because of the aspect ratio of the cells on the cursor on a line. But anyway,
It was good.
Yeah.
we'll ignore that.
I guess if you just monospace it, then but you can't really. It's a terminal game, so
Mm.
I mean, I could probably modify it, but yeah, we have this. Yeah, so Rust is kind of nice to work in. I like the pattern matching capabilities of Rust, and the only thing annoying about it is what is known as the lifetime, the borrow checker. The borrow checker. When you pass objects around, Rust actually keeps track of who owns that object, and sometimes it kind of just gets in the way of doing things. It can get quite annoying.
Mm.
But otherwise it's fine. But yeah, so ta-da! This is what I did this week.
nice.
Yeah, cool stuff about Rust. Enums that actually work, like in how you'd expect them to work in certain functional programming languages, where you can pass parameters to your enums, unlike your C++ enums.
What does that do?
This is kind of like, I don't know if it's Chinny, if you remember how your hex enums work. I can't remember if C# has these, but basically you can your enums accept parameters. I think Java has these as well.
Right.
Your enums
C#
can
does
accept.
not have this.
Sorry?
C# does not have this.
Oh, it does not. Well, too bad.
No.
But yeah, so you can kind of like destructure your enums so that say like I have a portal type and the portal is given a portal ID or code, and I can just use a pass. Say, oh, I want my variable to use variable C as the ID, and then I can just I can do stuff with that variable in my enum. So that's all really handy and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been fun to work in Rust. I am not sure how I'm going to continue because I don't know if this is gonna be worth it working on this again some more. Maybe I'll go back to working on.
Do you see yourself like making a full-fledged game like with non ASCII art display in Rust?
Maybe, yeah. And actually, I do want to work on a full like 2D game in Rust. There are some 2D game engines out there, and yeah, it's one of my considerations. But first, I think I should get back to actually finishing something. Yeah. So yes, Rust learnings for the past 2 weeks done. Time to move on to something else.
Knowledge acquired.
Knowledge acquired. Basic knowledge acquired. Time to move.
Time to move. So you're changing your project again.
Maybe yes. So this is not my project. This is actually my girlfriend's project. I helped her with some shader programming and stuff
I
like
see.
that. So basically, she was trying to build an underwater scene, and she sent me a tutorial by this guy for Unity, but it was written in 2014. So basically, set up your fog, set up your seafloor with this texture, give it a normal map, and then apply some caustics. But the way he did the caustics was to have an animated texture. And I thought, I've done some shader programming. I've done I've used Wally noise before, so we could probably replace that with a noise texture. And then so basically that's what I did. I ported GLSL Wally noise into CG. It's not hard. I mean, it's just replacing Vec3 with Float3. Renaming some functions. Yeah, so all this.
That's the Wally noise.
Yeah, that's the Wally noise function.
Mm.
And dump it in. Put a projector, and you can kind of see it there. I'm not sure if you're able to see it.
Wait, I can't.
I can
Oh, yeah, I
see
can
it
see it, I can see
shimmering,
it.
right? Shimmering.
It's shimmering really slowly because I reduced the speed. But yeah, you can see like some dark and light patches around.
Yeah.
And some weird artifacts. But anyway, these white particles are supposed to be bubbles, but I don't have the bubble texture for it. So anyway, and I don't have like really nice textures for the rays. But yeah, basically the rays were done with like a particle
Right,
system.
particles.
Yeah, and using a what do you call it? A rectangular emitter, and then putting them, stretching your particles really long. Yeah, so that's about it. That was something else that I worked over yesterday.
Nice.
The rest of the scene was done by my girlfriend using Pro Builder.
Pro Builder for this.
Mhm,
It's
mhm.
very organic for Pro Builder.
Yeah. I think you can kind of do like it's almost like a ZBrush style. There's a ZBrush like tool, I guess. I'm not sure if that's how ZBrush works. I'm just assuming that's how ZBrush works.
Isn't there like a built-in Unity terrain tool where you can
And if
also?
it's terrain too, I don't. That doesn't look like Pro Builder to me. I don't know. Maybe it is.
Oh wait, it could be. I don't know. I don't know how she built it, but
That's cool.
I assumed it was Pro Builder, but
Okay.
it might not be Pro Builder. Anyway, so yeah, there you have it. Wally noise, particles to fake the rays, light rays.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So what am I gonna do next week? I don't know. I think I'll go back to puzzle game in HTML.
Puzzle game in HTML again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Back to puzzle game in HTML.
Which you have already, right? So.
Yes. And then
Yeah.
finish it up.
Finish it up.
Whatever finishing up means.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really have any ideas of how to extend the puzzle. Like you've seen these levels already.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if you've seen the ones with the exit. So basically, the green block that you see over here is supposed to be the last thing that
I
you
see.
enter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so yeah, something like this, you're kind of stuck. You can't go anywhere anymore.
Right.
Yeah. So what the solution is to kind of try to avoid going there before, and then you win. Ta-da!
Have you thought of maybe making a simple roguelike? Like
Simple roguelike.
they call them roguelikes. BROUGHLIKE.
Broke life?
Sorry.
BROUGHLIKE. Yeah, like that. Roguelike.
Really? Oh,
These kind of things. They're basically they're basically like there's this guy called Michael Bro, and he makes a lot of very simple roguelikes, and they are extremely fun. They're super addictive. And I feel like it's interesting. It's interesting in that the programming that's required to achieve it is not very complex, but the design work that goes into it is very intricate. So I thought if you might want to like stretch your design skills a bit more, then this might be a good choice, especially since you can easily do it in HTML as well.
Sorry, I did not follow. What kind of a genre is this?
It's a roguelike, but it's a very small contained roguelike, usually within
A single screen?
a single screen, but then it's a very small amount of tiles as well.
Ah.
And usually it has a very interesting main mechanic. For example, Kinkopos is basically a game where, yeah, like you don't know what the wands do. You have no idea what the wands do, and it's different each game. So you have to actually figure out how it's played. Also, the text is not English, and that's on purpose. Like it's supposed to be very cryptic. Like you're not supposed to know what is going on. But there's also like 868 hack, which is a bit more accessible. But the thing you notice about all these games is that they look very simple, but they're extremely fun and addictive and have a lot of depth to them.
Right.
Yeah, like I think my favorite one is by the same guy. It's called Imbroglio, but it's only for iOS. It basically is a game where every tile on the board can be leveled up, and when you kill an enemy on the like while you're standing on a tile, you'll basically level them up and have a specific effect on that tile. Like basically, it's kind of like how in Diablo you build up your character in different ways, right? But in Imbroglio, this game. It's like in Imbroglio, you basically build up your character by developing the various tiles around the board.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's all these are very interesting, and like I said, it doesn't take a lot of programming, so you can probably do it like how you're doing your current game, but it does stretch the design muscles quite a bit, I guess.
Awesome. Yeah, I do
Just-
need to work on my
that is
design skills.
Yeah, like I feel like if you want to work on that, then this might be good, and especially since you already have a framework for this kind of game.
Mm-hmm.
Like not this kind of games per se, but like you have a framework for like grid-based kind of structure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Awesome.
think it might be a good idea.
Yeah. And so that's what I'll be doing next week. I will be playing games and doing research.
Nice. Yeah, and Broglio is really, really good if you have like an iOS device.
Which I do.
It's,
Nice.
it's okay, but Imbroglio is basically my favorite iOS game like ever, probably.
So
Nice.
just realized that
Really
subgenre
good.
name is named after the developer himself.
Yeah, it is. And I think he publicly stated he doesn't know why the heck people name me after him.
That's very cool.
Yeah,
Idea.
it's like there's also like other roguelikes because there's like it's kind of its own genre now, so you can actually get a lot of inspiration from them. The good thing about them is that they're very, very different. So if you play, each one has a very different main mechanic. The only kind of structure to it is that it has to be a very small, limited tile space, and it has to be very simple to understand, and it has very, very simple controls,
Mm.
but have a lot of depth. Yeah,
Mm.
which I enjoy.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that's very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I will be researching on these titles. Thank you,
Yeah.
Tao.
No more
Oh,
Rust then
very
next
good.
week.
Probably no more Rust.
So
You could also make all these stuff in Rust as well, though.
I
but,
could.
Yeah.
But it'll probably take me twice as long or 3 times as
Oh,
long.
okay. I see. Yeah.
JavaScript
Then
it
better
is.
Alright.
JavaScript it is. Alrighty then.
Sounds good.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
that's it from me.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I do not have much to show on my end. Hang on, let me just. Let me share my screen then. So what did I mention I was gonna do last week? I was saying that I need to get it all the way to World 11, right? I think last week I was showing like a World, I think World 7. Let me run it.
Yeah, and I think my reaction was, "You're gonna make that many levels?" And
Yeah.
you're like, "No."
No, I'm not gonna make that many levels. So I did not manage to get it to World 11, but I'm in the middle of World 10 now. So I would say I'm 10 levels away from content completion.
I see.
Yeah. So let me just it's running now. Can you see it?
Yep.
I see.
Yeah, I'm not sure why it's lagging. Oh crap. Anyways, I've got 9 here. At the moment, I'm trying to finish up World 10. As you can see, right, these are the levels I have for World 10. It's short of 1 level to complete World 10. After that, I'll just need to add 9 more levels and I'm done. I think that's generally like for this game, this content. That's the only thing I've been focusing on, which is trying to get everything done. And during the process of trying to finish like the World 8 and 9, right, I was like replaying some of my O levels, and I realized that like there's this one particular level where I've forgotten how to play it entirely, and I use that as an indication that the level design was like a bit confusing. So I just remake those levels that it's not up to par.
Nice.
Yeah. So I feel like
That-
if no, sorry, you saying?
Is that why you have 52 out of 50, 54 out of 52 stars collected?
Yeah, like the thing is, while I was playtesting some of the levels, right? I feel like, oh no, the placement of the collectibles is not correct, so I made some changes. Which is what happens because the collectibles that was in the levels previously when I was testing it was still saved in the save data. So that's
Okay.
that's why this is happening. I'll have to clear the save data to get rid of this weird issue. Yeah, I mean, I look at this. This is even worse. Like 58 or 51. Yeah, I will have to clean all this up. I'll have to clean all this up. In fact, one of the things that I will have to do is when I release the new build next week, I will have to. I actually will have to wipe out the progress because there has been some changes in the levels. Yeah, I'm not. I hope that's alright with the testers. I hope that's alright. But in any case, last week you all mentioned something that I need to tweak, right? So here's one. I'm not sure if this is okay, but there's an indication there now. Right. So it helps in that you know when a key is gonna be the last one, right? So yeah, so you kind of have more information to play the level properly.
Right.
You know, like,
Is there a
especially
reason
something
why you
else.
don't use like a faded out key shape instead?
I was gonna ask the same thing actually.
Is there a reason why? I was afraid that people might think that key is collectible. Yeah. Maybe it's overthinking on my part. You think I can just use the faded key
I
instead?
feel that this one might be a bit more distracting.
This
I
one?
also thought a faded out key. I thought a faded out key. I actually think I might be able to collect. I might think that I might be able to collect this.
Oh,
as well.
so it has the opposite effect instead.
Yeah,
Right.
I actually, I was thinking the same thing as John. I was thinking like a faded out key might be better.
Okay. Let me just write this down. Faded out key.
Yeah, because I think, well, okay, I don't know about a casual player, but for someone who has played many platformers and all that, it would be natural to see a translucent collectible and think, I can't collect this yet.
There's
True.
also the other thing that if you have a ghost key instead of this, right,
Hmm.
it's very obvious what's gonna appear. Right now, it's not really obvious what's gonna appear unless you do it for the first time. But even then, you might forget it. I mean, you probably won't, but there's a chance.
That is true. People might be confused about what this is supposed to be right, at the first try. Okay, that's true. I guess I should have just done it the easy way.
Oh no.
And sometimes the easier solution is the best solutions. Yeah. So I'll do that. I'll do just that. There's also the ghost spike as well. Alright, so there's that.
Nice.
These are just the minor touches based on the feedback from last week, and I think that's it. I think that's all I have to show. Also one thing is because I'm starting to like make the last few worlds, right? Like the levels is getting harder and harder. So I think this one particular level that I was showing off finally, I can put it into a world now. I'm not sure if y'all remember this one.
I remember this one.
Hey, you remember this one?
How could I not remember this one?
Woo, I'm gonna play it in one try. Look at that. Oh crap! Oh, I got it.
Pro game. Oh,
Ah, what a pro!
Childish, that was childish.
What a pro!
What a pro!
I did one game.
Yeah, that's it. So next week I will be doing. I will get the game to content completion. Kalazar said I could have also added the key outline. Well, I guess outline of a key. Yeah, I guess I can try that. It's a bit low res though, so I'm not quite sure how it will actually appear. But we'll see. Yeah, maybe I can do that. Thanks, Kalazar. Okay. So next week I'll get it to content completion, which is I need to add 10 more levels. So I have 11 worlds. After that is done, right? The next step would be to go through all the levels again and refine the number of collectibles for each world. Because the collectible plays a part in the progression of the game, so I need to make sure that the levels the number of collectible makes sense. Yeah.
Right.
That is one thing that I need to take care of. Is there
I see,
more
I
I have
see.
to do? Is there more I have to do? Well, I guess I'll just leave it here for now because it's been getting very busy, at my part-time jobs. In fact, I had a student come
Yeah.
by here trying to ask me for help while I was doing the dev chat. So that was yeah.
Trials and tribulations of being a teacher.
Anyways, yeah, that's it. So 10 more levels and content completion.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, shall we
Sounds good.
do a recap?
All right. So for my end, I'm going to be working on enemies as well as figuring out how more of how the progression system works. I might also start putting in the music in and distorting it and stuff depending on whether you get hit or not, that kind of thing. Just simple extra stuff, but the main thing is enemies, I think. Yeah.
Right.
Cool.
Enemies, okay.
Yep.
On my end, I will be playing games for next week.
What?
I'll be playing games for next week. Reference, I'm doing work.
I thought you said you're gonna
Doing
do
some hard
the
work.
JavaScript.
Yeah, puzzle game, but I need to get some
Right.
hard work playing games,
Hard work playing games,
True,
yeah.
that's true.
Yeah. As for me, yeah, just more levels until I'm done with like all 99 of them. That's the
see.
key thing. Yeah, that's about it. We are
So
done.
you only have like 10 levels done. You only have 10 levels left, right? You're saying?
Yeah, I have 10 levels left. The next step would be to go through them again, right? To do some tweaking.
Right.
Yeah, so there are some levels where the placement of the player, the initial position of the player is not quite right. So I need to make some adjustment. There are some levels where
I
there are
see.
too few collectibles, so I need to make some adjustments as well. So it's just polishing at this point.
Okay.
Of course, there's also
good.
the stuff that I don't like to really think about, which is the ads, the monetization. But
It's not.
yeah, but
It's not the most fun thing.
yeah,
The
but I have
least
no
fun thing,
choice.
eh?
Yeah, the least fun thing,
Yeah, that's
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I have to work on that anyways.
Doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, sometimes you just want to make a premium
Game
game
on.
and people buy them
that's
and
not-
that's it, right?
Always-
Yeah, but with mobile it's not like I don't.
Yeah.
If I'm not wrong, premium games don't tend to sell very well on mobile unless you are like the outliers. Yeah.
Oh, you have a big name backing you.
Oh, you have a big
Means
name
You are
backing
an outlier.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Okay. Shall we correct? All right.
Thanks
Thanks,
so
man.
much.
Hey, thanks, Shao. So this is Dev Chat 44, right? Yeah, Dev Chat 44 next week.
44.
Yeah, next week we'll do it at the same time next Sunday, GMT plus 8:03 p.m. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing all your progress.
All right.
Yeah. And John will
Thanks
probably be
again.
doing something completely different.
I hope I make the same amount of progress next week. I hope. We'll see.
Yeah, we look
We'll
forward
see.
to it.
Looking forward to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. All right.
Bye.
Bye bye. See you. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, thanks everyone. Thanks. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. So next week, Lucius will be joining us as well, John.
Awesome.
Yeah, awesome.
Looking forward.
Yeah,
Looking forward to Lucius's game.
Yeah, at the beginning of next year, Kalazar will join us as well.
Oh, nice.
You saw his game right on Discord.
Yes.
The shooty stuff. Yeah,
Shooty stuff.
shooty stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay. I guess it's time for us to go. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.